Have you ever had that moment when a complete stranger looks directly at you and speaks your name? Not a guess. Your actual name. The room goes silent, your heart stops, and everything you thought you knew about reality begins to crack. This happened to me on a Tuesday afternoon in October. I was 23, living in a city where I knew almost no one, working a job I hated. And then a stranger walked up to me in a coffee shop and said something that would haunt me for years. It was one of those gray October days. I'd left work early, needing air and space. After walking for 20 minutes, I found myself on a street I didn't recognize. Old brick buildings, a vintage bookstore, and a small coffee shop with fogged-up windows and a sign that read Meridian Caf. The place was nearly empty. I took my coffee to a table in the back and pulled out my phone. That's when the door opened, and he walked in. He was tall, mid-40s, wearing a dark wool coat, salt and pepper hair. Nothing memorable except for his eyes. They were gray, and when they landed on me, I felt something I can't describe: recognition. He walked directly to my table, sat down, and before I could say anything, he spoke. "Hello, Michael. My name." My actual name, but I had never seen this man before in my life. "Do I know you?" I managed to say. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "No, Michael, you don't know me." "But I know you." My hands started shaking. "How do you know my name?" "That's not the right question. The right question is why I'm here." He reached into his coat and pulled out an old photograph from the 70s or 80s. He placed it on the table. I picked it up with trembling fingers. It showed a young man, maybe 18, standing in front of a house. He was smiling, squinting into the sun, and then I realized he looked exactly like me. Same eyes, same nose, same smile. "Who is this?" I whispered. "That's your father. 35 years ago. 6 months before you were born, my blood went cold. My father had left when I was 2. I had no memories of him, no photos, no contact." "Who are you?" I demanded. "Someone who knew him. Someone who's been watching you, making sure you didn't make the same mistakes he did." "What mistakes?" 3 weeks from now, you're going to receive a job offer. A company called Meridian Tech. Double your salary. Everything you've ever wanted." I felt dizzy. I hadn't told anyone I was interviewing. "Don't take it," he said urgently. "If you take that job, it will destroy you. Just like it destroyed your father." "You're insane," I said, standing up. "Sit down, Michael. You have 30 seconds before I leave, and you'll never see me again. In 3 weeks, when that offer comes, you'll remember this conversation. And you'll have to choose." I sat down. "Your father took the job. He thought he could handle it. But the work they do there changes you. Makes you see things humans aren't meant to understand. Your father tried to walk away, but it was too late." "Where is he?" I asked, my voice breaking. The stranger stood up. "He's gone, not dead, just gone. He walked away from everything because if he stayed, he'd put you in danger. He made me promise to warn you if you ever got close to making the same choice." He picked up the photograph, but I grabbed his wrist. "Tell me your name." He looked at me with pity. "My name doesn't matter. What matters is what you do next. Remember that some doors, once opened, can never be closed." He pulled free and walked out. I just sat there frozen. When I looked around, the cafe was completely empty. The people, even the barista, were gone. Like they'd never been there. That night, I searched online for Meridian Tech. Nothing existed. But 3 weeks later, I received an email. A job offer from a company I'd never heard of. The salary was exactly double my current wage. And the company name? Meridian Technologies. I stared at that email for hours. The stranger's words echoing in my mind. I deleted the email. I never responded. A week later, I started noticing news stories. A CEO found dead. A researcher missing. Then another. And another. All connected to companies working on projects I didn't understand. And in every article was a single word: Meridian. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd said yes. Would I have discovered something amazing? Or would I have ended up like my father? But here's what keeps me awake. If that stranger knew my name, knew my future, knew about an email 3 weeks later, what else did he know? What else is waiting out there? And the biggest question, if my father sent him, does that mean my father is still out there? Still watching? I never went back to the Meridian Caf. When I tried months later, the building was gone. A vacant lot remained, as if it had never existed. We like to think we're in control of our lives, that we make our own choices. But what if we're wrong? What if there are strangers who know our names, who can see the roads we're about to take? What if fate isn't random at all? I don't have the answers. All I know is that one stranger changed my life by speaking my name. And somewhere out there, maybe my father is doing the same for someone else. Keeping promises. Closing doors before they can be opened. If you've ever had a moment like mine, when a stranger knew something they shouldn't, leave a comment below. Because maybe we're all connected by invisible threads we can't see. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button and share this video. And remember, pay attention to the strangers who know your name. They might be trying to save your life,